Hey guys, today I am going to move my ginger to their own little containers, and I'm also going to pot up my loofah. I'm going to get them into bigger containers because they're definitely ready. I am going to put a timestamp here on when I am going to do the loofahs, but I'm going to concentrate on the ginger first because I think it's what is going to take me the most. I have never done this before, so you and I are kind of learning. But if you do have experience with any of these, please feel free to leave me some advice in the comments below on things to keep in mind, what I shouldn't do, what I should be doing, and I would really appreciate it. Okay, so from what I have been reading, I am just going to get this really wet because I don't want to be fighting with the soil around it. From what I read, so from what I have been searching online, is that I want to be putting the rhizomes, like the big chunk, with the sprout. So I am not going to be ripping off the sprout from the rhizome per se. Oh goodness, this is definitely, I think that the roots are definitely happening there. And I'm just adding water just so it's easier for me to take these guys out, if that makes sense. And this guy has drainage at the bottom, so that's totally fine. I'm not even sure where to start. Okay, so this guy. Okay, all right. Oh my goodness, look at that. Look at this guy. Wow. So this is what, look at all those roots. This is really what's going on underneath everything. Like all I see are the sprouts happening, but underneath it's just a massive amount of roots. So this is what I'm going to do. From what I have seen, again, this is my first time, so what I'm going to do is that I'm going to keep this guy maybe in one piece. Like this is going to be one plant because I like it. Just gonna put it on the side here for a sec. I think that if I do this next year again, I am just going to give them a little bit more room when I put these guys in the flats. Wow. Like the amount of roots here, like this is all roots at the bottom. Like this is all roots. So I'm just trying to gently, just like dividing. This is just like dividing your plants. Okay. And I did before, I don't know if you remember the video where I show you this, I did cut these guys in pieces because I knew I didn't want to have like the big whole chunks of rhizomes. Like look at this guy, this is one plant right there. This is one plant. And here, I know I have two here. And when you need to divide something like this, from my experience, it's better to do it when they're very, very wet versus if they're dry. Like, oh my gosh, look at this guy. So this guy right here, look at all the roots happening. And I have two, so this is going to be another plant. And I am not going to like take away from the rhizome. I'm just going to put the rhizome with, and look, I already have something else that coming through, another sprout. This is like the tallest one. This is the one that was reaching my lights already. Look at the roots. This is messy, but look at the roots. So this is going to be another plant. There. And these guys over here, I know I have a few here and I see a little bit of action going there, but not just yet. This is going to be another plant. It's perfect. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Isn't this amazing that you can do this? Here's another one. And what I could do is that like these two guys, I could put into one plant, into one container. And I think that will be fine, but I don't know. I don't know yet. Again, this is my first time doing this, so most of the times whenever I'm doing something like this, I just, I just do it. I record what I'm doing. Oh, and I'm feeling something here. This guy right here, the rhizome feels nice and strong here, but this end feels a little bit soggy, like maybe it got too much water. So when I am planting this, I'm just going to break this a little bit. I'm actually going to do this right now. Yeah, it's a little bit soggy. So I'm just going to come here with maybe some scissors. My hands are so dirty right now. And I'm just going to like cut off like this soggy part, because the rest of it is fine, but this part is definitely a little bit soggy. So as I was saying, whenever I'm doing something like this, I just want to document what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, and it helps tremendously having videos of what I'm doing. So the next year I can, change the technique or do this or not do this, and that helps. Look at that. Look at the roots. Gorgeous, just gorgeous. Look at that. This is its own little plant there. It's perfect. And I have something else coming here. Like you can feel the things just growing on the sides there. Okay, here's one. This is one piece, and oh my goodness, the amount of roots is wild. And it has 2 sprouts here. There is a 3rd one growing here and a 4th one on the side. So this is definitely its own plant. Run out of space. There's a little guy here. Oh, this is definitely something that I'm going to put into its own little container. And this one as well. And like these 2 can be in one if I want them to. Oh, and there's one more here. I think this is it. Yeah, that's all I have there. Look at this little piece. Look at that, isn't that amazing? Let me just show you this really quick. Ah, messy. Okay, look at this. I just wanted to show you, so in case my camera wasn't recording well. Look at that. This is something that we got from the store, the rhizomes, the ginger that we got from the store. I look for the best looking ones. I touch a lot. I even smell some, just making sure that they weren't going bad. I put them in potting soil, and look at the sprouts. These things are about, what, 6 inches tall or so? And look at the roots, like look at the roots on that thing. That's amazing. I am going to be reusing this potting mix. There is nothing wrong with this potting mix. It's nice and clean. It has been here since the 14th of February. I put these guys here on the 14th of February. Today is March 20, first day of spring. Hello. So I will be putting this, I'm going to be reusing this potting mix with their containers. And let me show you what size I'm using. Okay, so the size that I'm going to be using for keeping my ginger rhizomes, my sprouts in the containers are these 3.5. I believe these are 3.5 on the top, and I believe these are 5 or 4 inches tall. I can't remember, but I'll put the exact dimensions on the screen. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put potting mix. I reuse the potting mix where these guys were sprouting with fresh potting mix. Whatever potting mix that you have works. And I am basically just going to put these guys in here like this, and I'll probably empty it a little bit because I do want the roots to be all the way there. So like right about here. And as I do this, I am going to try not to bury the sprouts too much, right about here, maybe, where my finger is. I will try to keep that there. So I'm just going to be helping the soil. There you go. And that's it. And this ginger right here is going to stay here until it's time for me to transplant it outside, which is going to be first week or so of May. We'll see how the weather does. And I was debating on keeping them in something bigger, like maybe like a, you know, like a gallon size, but I was told that they grow slowly once they have developed. So we'll see how they do. I am definitely not going to be able to keep these guys under my LED lights because they're way too tall, but I will have them there on the side. They don't require a lot of light. They love more, a little bit of shade. So that's what I'm going to do with this. Again, this is my first year, so I am just kind of doing things and hopefully that they work, but so far they're doing great. So I'm just going to forward everything. I am going to be putting all of these guys in here.
Take a train ride just to see you. Ride for hours just to please you. You don't know how much I need you. 'Cause you're my home away from away from being alone. Run away from home, why don't you? 'Cause I did the same just for you. You don't know how much I love you. 'Cause you're my home away from being alone. I don't wanna stay with you just to have to leave. If it isn't meant to be, you'll still be here eternally. I don't wanna say goodbye, I have just arrived. If it isn't meant to be, you'll still be here eternally. I hope to make you my own for the train ride home.
So it is time for me to get my loofahs potted up. They normally don't like to be messed up with the roots. That's what I read. This is my first year doing loofahs. And I started the seeds directly into these 2.5-inch containers on the 18th of February. So this is all the growth that they have been put up about a month. And they're doing great. I do have too many seeds here. I have way too many seedlings. I have 1, 2, and 3 here. And then I have 1 and 2. I read that having 2 plants in one container is okay, so I'm going to keep this one as is. However, I am going to have to thin this one out. And this guy right here, that's the weak one. And if these were tomatoes, I will not dare to do this. But these loofahs are fine. So I'm just going to keep 2 plants or 2 seedlings in one container there. I already filled up my big containers here. These guys are huge. These are huge, huge containers. And what I did is that I already filled it up with potted mix, and I kept one of the empty 2.5-inch containers here, just kind of to make room for the other one. I am not going to even attempt to try to dig this around or anything. I'm just going to try to get the thing as whole in one piece. So this guy already has the holder. We'll see what we can do here. Do not rush this process. Look at that. Look at those roots. Aren't those amazing? So I am going to gently try to fit this in there. In the hole that it's already made, and boom. That's it. I don't have to mess with these guys anymore on the roots. I'm gonna take this one out again. Take this one out. The hole's already there made. And I'm just kind of putting my fingers there to hold the way as they come. Sometimes it's easier on some than others. And I'm just squeezing this guy out. These containers are heavy duty, so they're not your very flimsy ones that you get at the local store. So these guys are heavy duty, so definitely want to work. Look at that. Look at those roots. Aren't those amazing? I think they're amazing. I'm just going to flip those, put it in the hole. Boom. So I'm going to make sure that I label these guys. Can probably reuse the tape. Yeah, I'm going to reuse that tape. It's ugly and dirty, but it works. There you go. Here are my loofahs, and yes, I am going to have to get some sort of support for them. I'm thinking something simple like bamboo sticks or something, because these are vines and these guys are going to take off, hopefully. And I only do need one plant, so I only need one of these guys, but I am keeping a second just in case something happens that my main one, you know, dies for some reason. But if not, I already talked to my mom and she wants this second plant if I have the extra one. So I'm very excited. I'm very excited about loofahs, and also I'm very excited about the ginger. If you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments, or if you have any advice for me as far as ginger or loofah goes, I will also appreciate that. Thank you for being here, you guys, and until the next time.